Dr. Driscoll, busting bits. Today is a little different because I'm not busting the bits of a company or a video game that's done something wrong. Instead, today I am busting the bits of a lady I found. I am slow on that draw. I always am pretty slow when it comes to catching news. You motherfuckers move so fast nowadays. I'm not that old, you know. I'm just saying I'm 26, you know. Once you pass 25, it's over, you know. It's over for you. That sounds depressing. I found this chick, Anita Sarkeesian. White names, like, they precede me, you know. Just like fucking if you're white on the opposite side and you had to say Daquan or fucking Shalissa.
Who the fuck is that?
Me, nigga.
I used that joke twice. There's always going to be opposition to things, right? Because I exist and I'm black, there's gonna be motherfuckers who hate me because of that. Because I'm a male who's straight, there's gonna be motherfuckers who hate me for that. I mean, there's always gonna be someone who hates someone for anything. But what I have not seen is a good reaction video to her videos. And the only ones I'm going after right now are the damsels in distress. She has a whole, like, what is it, tropes in women and video games or something. It's like a whole little season. So, you know, I'm not... If you have an open mind, you know, discard that she's feminist. You can get angry at the video like I did about some things. But at least if you have an open mind, this is where we can sit at the table and discuss things, you know, peacefully. I heard she doesn't like to do that on Boogie's accord. But maybe if she hears someone who's equally as intellectual talk about something, you know, we can get our point across. So, Bustin' Bits today is about Anita Sarkeesian, and I think I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, which, if anyone watches it, I don't think they will. I know I'm going to get a lot of feminists, but I welcome conversation, you know. Plus, I got Tonic to help me, so. Yeah. Nice openings, I do like those.
Let's start with the story of a game that no one ever got to play. Back in 1999, game developer Rare was hard at work on a new original title for the Nintendo 64 called Dinosaur Planet.
And who might you be, Animal Girl?
My name is Crystal.
Pretty cool, right? Well, it would have been, except the game never got released. As development on the project neared completion, legendary game designer Shigeru Miyamoto joked about how he thought it should be the third installment in his Star Fox franchise instead. Over the next 2 years, he and Nintendo did just that. They rewrote and redesigned the game and released it as Star Fox Adventures for the GameCube in 2002.
That doesn't sound like a fucking joke. I mean, this has nothing to do with her. That sounds like a wink, you know what I mean? I see they're a pretty good game there. You know what'd be even better? If it was the third installment of, like, Star Fox or something. I'm telling her you're fired. Like, that's kind of what it sounds like, which is... that hurts a little bit hearing that because why? Why didn't you just let the game go?
The tale of how Crystal went from protagonist of her own epic adventure to the passive victim in someone else's game illustrates how the damsel in distress trope disempowers female characters and robs them of the chance to be heroes in their own right.
Now, I know this sounds bad, and what she's saying might trigger some of you. I don't know what the fuck to call you. I guess snowflakes were, since everybody's calling y'all that. I'm not conservative myself, kind of, sort of, but, you know, I'm just saying, come on, like, you gotta listen to reason with that. Yeah, that's 100% true. Like, this whole first part, I follow it to a T. I have no issue with this whole first part she says. It's actually, most of it's completely true. Like, no one should hate this first part. This first part should be like, yes, I understand. Okay. So basically, I've just been watching this for shits and giggles at this point. But like I said, the whole first part is the part I really don't have an issue with. So I don't know why I'm continuing watching it. I'm going to go ahead and just skip to the second part. The second part is where she lets her feminist show a little bit more. And then that's where I'm just going to combat that. Granted, I want you to understand, these are something we need to watch and listen to. As video gamers, I know you can be triggered by things that attack your very core of the things you love. Yes, video games are to be enjoyed. Video games are, you know, a stress reliever. We get that. But some things in video games, I will agree that need to change. This didn't like open my fucking eyes. Like, for example, I think you're nitpicking with Tracer's booty shot and fucking the undercarriage of Cammy, because how are you fucking triggered by the undershot of Cammy in Street Fighter, but yet you still are okay with her wearing that skimpy leotard? Like,
I just want to caution viewers that as we delve into more modern games, we will be discussing examples that employ some particularly gruesome and graphic depictions of violence against women.
Yeah, only the violence against women. Never violence against anyone else. Never have you ever just played a fucking game where you just walked through and just had a bust, at fucking women. Like, this is nothing but women here. It's Attack of Amazon Island, so I need to light these bitches up. Like, only women. You're going to depict violence against women. Never, the hundreds of male grunts that get blasted at. None of that. Just the women. We're gonna be fucking killing nothing but women in these video games. Cause you know how us chauvinistic, misogynistic men do. Only kill women. That's our motto.
I'll do my best to only show what is necessary, but this episode does come with a trigger warning.
Oh no, snowflakes, trigger warning. And if you're white in a school, a trigger warning is a completely different thing. You see what I did? School shooting joke? No, not funny.
Silence!
What the fuck? This nigga's pivot is strong. What game was that?
In recent years.
I wanted to see what game it was. That pimp hand was strong as fuck. Oh no, it's Maximo. That pimp hand is fucking fire. Talking about beats, that really slaps. Get it? No? Oh, it's gonna be a whole long episode with this one.
These token gestures of pseudo-empowerment don't really offer any meaningful change to the core of the trope, and it feels like developers just throw these moments in the last minute to try and excuse their continued reliance on the damsel in distress. Periodically, game developers may attempt to build a more fleshed-out relationship or emotional bond between the damsel character and the male protagonist. In the most decidedly patronizing examples, depictions of female vulnerability are used as an easy way for writers to trigger an emotional reaction in male players.
She keeps saying, like, all this stuff about male players, and this, that, and the third. Let me go ahead and break down some not so statistics. One thing for sure is that most of the developers are men. That's not a fucking secret. Most guys make video games. Not that we are excluding women, it's just most guys want to create a video game. Women want to become Instagram thoughts. I don't know what to say to that. Like, I mean, it's all fantasy. Like, for the reason that there's not enough women in porn, like most men want to see porn. There's not enough women that watch porn. And it's not because there's not enough porn that caters to women, which, I mean, there kind of isn't. But at the same time, there's not enough women wanting to direct porn. No one's stopping anyone, These are mediums that you have to make on your own. With this men thing and then the whole, like, catering to men's, this is all fantasy. Like, most of us are, like, nerds and shit who play video games. The ones who don't, who aren't nerds are saving their comrades in Call of Duty, which is saving your male counterparts. There's no female love interest in Call of Duty or shooter games. That's solely relieving stress. But when it comes to like RPGs, where like you said, you got a damsel in distress or whatever it is, the nerdy-esque man in us, wants to go on these adventures and journey through this and get more powerful and save our girlfriend, because maybe some of us ain't got girlfriends in real life. Ain't that right, Anthony? Toast, nigga. Most men play. I mean, there's more male console gamers than there are female. Granted, there are more female gamers than men, period. And that's just mostly because of mobile games. You see more women playing like Farmville and Candy Crush. I don't know how fucking old those games are. I don't play mobile games, nigga. So don't fucking judge me. All right, I'm just saying that more men play console games. More women play mobile games. But there are more women than are men playing video games nowadays.
So narratives that frame intimacy, love, or romance as something that blossoms from or hinges upon the disempowerment and victimization of women are extremely troubling because they tend to reinforce the widespread regressive notion that women in vulnerable, passive, or subordinate positions are somehow desirable because of their powerlessness.
Now, I kind of get what she's getting at, so I'm gonna take it at face value, but I'm just gonna also say this. Isn't that science? You talk to a man who has a bigger dick than me, I'm intimidated of that guy because he has a bigger manhood than me. Why? Because he could be Mr. Steal Your Girl. You know, I got a big chick. I mean, big. So, you know, he got enough dick to fill that. I got my little small pee-pee. It ain't going nowhere. His big dick gonna fill that, my little small pee-pee, and then, you know, we're intimidated by it. That's power right there. That it's kind of like that. Women want a man that usually can protect them and provide for them. That's why we call them gold diggers, the men, you know, that ain't got the money, right? Women that want man with money. But that woman, is she truly a gold digger if she wants a man that can provide for her? I mean, it's a philosophy that you gotta think about. Like, men see it as this because we can't get that bitch. The guy who has it all, he just sees her as a normal ass woman. So, philosophies, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's hard to understand, but sometimes I'm getting a little toasted.
In Outlaws, your wife is brutally murdered and you then have to rescue your daughter.
Who did this?
They've taken Sarah.
That doesn't answer, bitch. Who did this?
It's no coincidence that the fridge plot device and the damsel plot device work in much the same way. Both involve female characters who have been reduced to complete states of powerlessness by the narrative, one via kidnapping, the other via murder. The two plot devices used together then allow developers to exploit both the revenge motivation and the good old-fashioned save the girl motivation.
It works, shit. Most games, that's... What else do I want to do in a video game? Like, oh, they kidnapped your cat, go get it. Like, the fuck? I don't give a shit about my cat. And that, usually I hate games like that. Like, unless it's like really super fucking silly. Like, if they're trying to make it like Max Payne's like, he took my cat. Mr. Snuffles, I'm coming for you. Like, then at that point, I'd be like, that's really fucking stupid. Who wants to play a game where you gotta go get your cat like goddamn, was it Keanu? Like, that's a stupid ass premise for a game. Like, yeah, I guess you're right, you can make other game premises, but cliche works, you know. I'm not stupid. I know it's cliche. Like, I just don't care. The game plays fucking fire. The fucking graphics, you know, are decent. You know, I don't need them to be, you know, photorealistic, which, you know, last video. But at the same time, I would, you know, I don't give a shit.
Believe it or not, there is another more insidious version of this particular trope hybrid, which I call the damsel in the refrigerator. Well, here's how it works. The damsel in the refrigerator occurs when the hero's sweetheart is brutally murdered, and her soul is then trapped or abducted by the villain.
Stop saying brutally murdered. You're trying to make it seem like it's so much where, like, not all of them are brutally murdered. Like, some were just shot in the head. Like, that's pretty simple. Like, a brutal murdering is like, I stuffed you in a meat grinder, feet first. Like, that's brutal. I played baseball with your fucking head, you know, which would usually require like 20 different strikes to the fucking head, you know. That's pretty brutal. But, you know, most of these are pretty simple. Like, I just threw your bitch off the fucking, you know, roof of something and she went kersplat on the goddamn pavement. Like, that's pretty normal. That's pretty normal murder. Like, she didn't feel anything after she hit that fucking pavement, so, you know.
Damsel in the refrigerator is part of a larger trend of throwing women under the bus in increasingly gruesome ways, in an apparent attempt to interject what I'll loosely refer to as mature themes. Developers must be hoping that by exploiting sensationalized images of brutalized women, it'll be enough to fool gamers into thinking that their games are becoming more emotionally sophisticated.
In order to fool us, she says. This bitch has never seen a gamer. We've complained about the loot boxes, despite loot boxes were in every game they were in. Oh, wait. Oh, no. She might be right.
But the truth is, there's nothing mature about most of these stories, and many of them cross the line into blatant misogyny. Since what we're really talking about here are depictions of violence against women, it might be useful to quickly define what I mean by that term. When I say violence against women, I'm primarily referring to images of women being victimized or when violence is linked specifically to a character's gender or sexuality.
Once again, I go back to my statement I said like earlier in this goddamn video. Like, it's not just women though. Like, she's cherry picking, which when you do shit like that, you're gonna have opposition. You know, people who know that the full story of it is worse than what it is. Stop cherry picking. Like that game, I don't even know what fucking game that is. I'm pretty sure in that game, I'm at least killing like 30 men in the fucking intro sequence. Like, not 100% sure, because I don't think I've ever played. Is that Alone in the Dark? Oh, it's Prototype! It's fucking Prototype! Most of the men I kill in that fucking game are like big old brutish monsters that I fucking die in the worst way. Like, even those like little soldier dudes die pretty fucking easy. Matter of fact, it's so goddamn easy. Or you could say fucking men are so goddamn stupid, you can literally patsy. Like, hey, he did it, and then they light that fucker up. Like, men are just fucking retarded, like, oh yeah, you're right, he is the guy. What the fuck is wrong with you? But yeah, let's just focus on the women in video games, because let's just normalize that.
Or in the case of the 2009 version of Bionic Commando, not only has your wife been dead the whole time, but turns out she's actually a part of your bionic arm.
I never want you to be involved in this.
It's okay. I'll always be by your side.
Yes, you heard that correctly. His wife is his arm.
Okay. The fake laugh aside, which is, you know, real dumb stupid. But, I mean, that's Japanese innovation at work. What's so different from his wife being in his arm than a princess who pulls a little toadstool guy from her funky vagina? That's Japanese innovation at work, baby. Like, have you not seen a bitch fucking octopus?
A particularly egregious example can be found in Grand Theft Auto 3, when after you've rescued Maria Latour, it's implied that the protagonist suddenly shoots her because she's talking about stereotypically girly things.
I broke a nail and my hair is ruined. I mean, can you believe it? This one cost me $50.
The writers deliberately wrote her character to annoy the player, so in the end, the violence against her becomes the punchline of a cheap misogynist joke.
You were already technically a bad guy, so, you know, GTA, you've always played a villain. I don't know what she wants out of this. Like, I mean, I say technically, because, I mean, you have justifiable things, but the things you do to get it are pretty fucking bad, so.
Sometimes these killings happen via cutscene, while other games ask the player to participate directly by pulling the trigger themselves. The Wii game Pandora's Tower includes one ending in which Elena begs you to kill her before she completes her transformation into a monster.
Please. I beg of you.
You do know it's for the greater good, right? Once again, I understand what you're getting at with the, you gotta kill the woman and the girlfriend, blah, 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 and the damsel in distress. But it's for the greater good if you're talking this type of plot. Once again, it's a different plot type, but I guess it doesn't matter if you're a feminist, everything's just gonna offend you.
She wants me to kill you. I can't stop it.
After being incapacitated, she begs you to kill her.
Please, Tommy. Let me go.
And the player can't advance in the narrative until you shoot her in the face.
Because men wrote the game, so the male protagonist is the male protagonist. Like, fuck it. And once again, she was connected to a demon thing that would have either ate you or shot you. So what am I supposed to do? Just, because you're a woman, I respect your right to eat me. Like, what the f...
These damseled women are written so as to subordinate themselves to men. They submissively accept their grisly fate and will often beg the player to perform violence on them, giving men direct and total control over whether they live or die, even saying thank you with their dying breath. In other words, these women are asking for it, quite literally.
Like every woman who gets rid...
When Kratos finds his mother in the PSP game God of War Ghosts of Sparta, she morphs into a hideous beast, forcing you to fight and kill her. An act for which she thanks you with her dying breath.
Finally, I am free.
That PMS was one hell of a PMS. Like, she needed to go bye-bye. If you turn into an actual literal monster when you PMS, You need to be put out of your misery. Like, I'm pretty sure she's happy. No more cramps. God damn it. What do you want me to say here? Like, that was a pretty fucking bad PMS. Is this tasteless? Because this isn't. And this is what's helping me get through this video.
These stories conjure up supernatural situations in which domestic violence perpetrated by men against women who have lost control of themselves not only appears justified, but is presented as an altruistic act done for the woman's own good.
I mean, talking in literals and realistic events. If there was one woman that was basically putting all of our lives in danger, wouldn't we make sure she went bye-bye by all means? Like, I'm just saying, like, if it was even my girlfriend, like, if my girl basically started PMSing and she turned into a giant demon and was eating people by the handful like they're a goddamn box of Mike and Ikes, I'm pretty sure we as a society would agree that she would need to go bye-bye. Even I would be pretty sad that I have to mercy kill this woman and then, like, fuck it, but it's for the greater good. She can't eat niggas like boxes of Mike and Ikes. She can't snack on niggas like Titans and shit. Come on.
It's especially troubling in light of the serious, real-life epidemic of violence against women facing the female population on this planet. Every 9 seconds, a woman is assaulted or beaten in the United States. And on average, more than 3 women are murdered by their boyfriends, husbands, or ex-partners every single day. Research consistently shows that people of all genders tend to buy into the myth that women are the ones to blame for the violence men perpetrate against them. In the same vein, abusive men consistently state that their female targets deserved it, wanted it, or were asking for it.
Okay, so this little line she says is pretty important. I am one of those people who grew up around domestic violence, a male to a woman, and I couldn't do anything. So I know how bad it is from the other side, just hearing it, you know. So I completely agree that, you know, domestic violence is bad and this, that, and the third. But, you know, she said, like, 1 in 3 women are killed by their boyfriend or husband. You know, like, that shit also flips around and goes the other way. Like, it's probably not 1 in 3, but men still get killed by their girlfriends, too. Like D.L. Hughley said, blacks kill blacks, whites kill whites, husbands kill wives, wives kill husbands. You kill what's in close proximity. Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. But also, you're also drawing a line that we've already, you know, abolished. We stopped that line. GTA, just because you blasted a girl on the end of it doesn't mean, like, motherfuckers go out and blast women because they're talking about girly things. That's not what happens. Like, that motherfucker is just bad, and just bad in general for society to be out there. It's like, something's wrong with him. And there's nothing wrong with video games. We keep doing this thing where we keep blaming media, but it's not media, it's the human being itself. For example, when someone says GTA made them do it, did GTA really make you pick up a gun, go to a mall, and maul down people in there? Probably not, because, you know, just because you can maul down people in GTA doesn't mean you can maul down people in real life. We know the difference between real and fantasy. You know this shit. No form of media is to blame for what this person does. Only if their mental is fucked up. If they're inspired by something, then they'll take from that. You know what I mean? And that's the way their mental is formulated. You know, some things I see in, like, video games, like a Mortal Kombat fatality or something, doesn't mean I want to go out and fucking, you know, rip someone's arms off and beat their fucking head in with it. Like, that's not how it works, you know? So, once again, we're blaming all this violence on media again, which is the same fucking tired old excuse for why people do things. Games are not to blame for abuse, for fucking anything in the world. Video games are not to blame for any of that. No video games, no goddamn TV shows you watch, no movies, no music you listen to. You can say fuck the police all you want, and we can interpret it 2 different ways. A real nigga in the hood that I know might say fuck the police, disparaging them at any fucking given time. I don't fucking know. Just basically, they hate police. I hear fuck the police, and the first thing I think about is that one porn site, what's it called, Black Patrol, where the female white cops, they go and literally fuck, like, guys on the street. So I'm like, fuck the police, you know, it's cop porn to me, you know. Okay, here, if you want a realistic way to basically base justifying hitting a woman, because most people go, well, no, there's no excuse for hitting a woman. Yes, there is. Okay. If a woman hits you multiple times, you are allowed to hit that lady back, right? Like, punch that bitch. By science alone, men are physically stronger. It's science, once again. So, when you put your hands on me, I'm gonna punch the fucking shit out of you if you don't stop. Like, it still hurts. I am still a human being that can take physical damage. Just because you're a small, scrawny woman doesn't mean your slaps don't add up. You keep hitting me in the same spot, that's gonna fucking hurt. You punch me in the jaw, that's gonna fucking hurt. And because maybe you're just emotional, I'll give you like 2 or 3. And then after that, bitch, you getting this whopper. Like, that's plain and simple as it can be. Your mom didn't tell you not to put your hand on a man who's, well, 12 times stronger than you. You probably shouldn't be putting your hands on anybody then. Like, that's law. That's nature. Like, why would you hurt something that you wouldn't go out and, like, fucking fist fight a bear? Because in the end, the bear would probably maul the shit out of you. Like, so don't be stupid broad and put your hands on a man. Granted, here's where I usually hear, you know, domestic violence happen, and this is probably true. I usually hear where a woman gets lippy. Bitches is gonna get lippy, alright? You just gotta let them do that. You can't hit a woman because she's getting mouthy. What you can do is fuck a woman in her close proximity. So if she has a sister, hit up her sister, fuck her. If she has a mom, fuck her. If she has an auntie she really adores, fuck her auntie. Like, that's what I would do, you know what I'm saying? If you getting mouthy, well, I mean, someone in your family's gonna get mouthy, and probably not in the way you're gonna want to imagine.